We're going from this to this. Hey everybody, and welcome. This empty plaza took me over 6 hours to rebuild, so let's just get into it. We're going to do a time lapse, and then we'll do a walkthrough. Well, I decided to start off with a fountain. I figured that was going to be one of my main pieces for the park whenever you walk in. So the fountain was the first thing I decided to focus on. Just really felt like it needed something to welcome the guest in and give them something to look at. Water features, little plants, all that seemed to tie in really good with what I was trying to shoot for. I also went ahead and just put a nice welcome sign on there, of course. And next thing I needed was planters. I've always said that, you go into a park, you see lots of planters. So I put out some planters, some trees. I cut out the path around them and then reset the path around them so the NPCs won't hopefully walk into them and walk through them. Then I started working on the structures around the place. The first thing I did was this restaurant that I was working on, and I really didn't know what I was going to do with it to start with, but I really liked the way it turned out. I didn't know that I wanted to give it kind of a glass top, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do since I had a pavilion garden area off to one side. So I went ahead and raised it up with these little A-looking pieces, whatever, little metal pieces. I just went ahead and put those out there, and then went ahead and made a little trim around it, and then added the glass. And after I did that, it actually turned out way better than what I was expecting. This could be one of my favorite overall looks in the park or in the restaurant. Whenever we do the walkthrough here in a minute, I'll show you an example of it. It just looks absolutely great. Next thing, I decided to go ahead and start working on the roof of the gift shop, and I want it to be a little bit different since this is kind of a little bit of a funky, different looking gift shop, kind of futuristic, kind of just different. So I put round windows and just started playing with that round. So I'm going with like a round and a square feel for the gift shop. And this here took me a little bit longer than what I was expecting to do, but filling in the roof, because I wanted to make sure that the roof was filled in from the top and the bottom. So you see me going through here. I am meticulously filling out all these pieces before I decide to fill that entire area out. Another couple areas I thought was looking blank was the left and right of the entrance. So I went ahead and put in a coffee shop here. And you'll see me build on that a little bit later on. And I also wanted to put an ice cream stand over here next to this roller coaster, and I thought that would be a good place for people to sit and enjoy an ice cream while they watch the roller coaster go by. I really like the way these round resort lights came out looking on the gift shop too. They just really add a neat little glow and just a different atmosphere to it. And of course, being a gift shop, I also have to have lots of things on the wall, lots of pictures, lots of just decor. Now you'll see me working on our latte love, our little coffee shop. I also put a staff building and a maintenance building back there for our employees to be able to have somewhere to go to rest in the plaza. It's not a very big plaza, but we do have a few people working, and they deserve somewhere to go. And back into the gift shop, I started filling out some little trinkets on some shelving and stuff, and I ran into a very interesting little dilemma that came with that, and you'll see that in probably one of my shorts that I'll be putting out very soon. And I decided with this coffee shop that I want it to be a little bit different. I'm going to have different areas in the park, and although this is a very neutral looking theme that I'm going to with this plaza, kind of like the entrance, I do want to start kind of leaning towards a couple of different themes, and this area that it's heading towards is going to be my pirate zone. This is going to be the first area that I'm working on, and so I'm going to go ahead and start putting in a little bit of brick and some different things there to kind of change it up a little bit. And next to the restaurant, I decided it was time that we go ahead and change this thing to the color that it needs to be. And since this is going to be Red's Diner, I'm going to color the entire thing red. And same thing as I did with the gift shop, I'm going to go through and just kind of tweak things out, put some photos, pictures, things here and there, light bulbs, just things to make it look like it's a fun restaurant that you'd want to be in. Adding all kinds of just plants and little things just to kind of fill it in. I've also got a bar inside of there that we'll be showing off here on a little bit later. And I really, like I said, I really did like the way that this restaurant came out. It's just kind of a neat little diner. And I'm also going through here and just tweaking out and filling out all little things. There's like, some little missing edges, some colors that are bleeding through the walls, little things, lights that weren't properly set in place. And so just going through, changing all the colors, tweaking everything out the way that I would personally like for it to look like. And here you'll see a little bit of the, I guess we call it the tiki bar, since there's a tiki guy in the background that we were working on. We made some bar stools and made sure that they matched the players and how much what their sides are, so it would look more realistic and natural. And I finished everything out by putting some little wavy stripes and little things on the walls before I completely finished it out with the flooring. That was pretty much our Red's Diner. I go through here and I'm gonna go and make sure all of my path is matching colors. Since this is the plaza, I want everything to match. And during all this, I also need to have something off to the side for our founder of the park. So I'm gonna make a little park for the park founder. And a lot of the rest of the time is just sitting here and filling out little things. Lots of foliage here and there. I went ahead and also worked on some small garden features here and there, some rocks, just like I said, just basic foliage, things that needs to be put out, some trees, bushes. I made a little rose garden over here for our founder. Finished out with some things on the ground to kind of just fill out the overall look. Made sure my security was done. And now for the moment we've been waiting for. We get to go through the walkthrough. And now we get to walk through and enter the park. This is my favorite part. The way that coaster hangs there is just absolutely right. It's the chef's kiss. If you walk into a park and you see something like that, I guarantee you're going to be running for that, to get in line for that. That's just awesome. Got our latte love over here. We've also, in case you want coffee, we've also got our diner. We'll do a quick walkthrough through the diner here where we can kind of see the way things are set up. Really nice. It came out nice. It's kind of clean. Got a nice little view of the drop right here. We'll see if we get a cut of the coaster coming down. And next to that, we have our gift shop. modern, funky building. All kinds of little bitty things in there. Round windows, square windows. We're playing on the round and the square architecture on that one. Right here, you probably heard the singing earlier. There's some singing eels for our little show that pops up every, I don't know, 90 minutes or something like that. I'll set it very, have it going off very often. Our small little ice cream gelato stand. And like I said before, here's our little arrows that point to different areas of the park. And a tribute for our dear founder of the park. Plenty of benches to sit around in. Like I said, it's just a small plaza before you get into the main park. And here's a quick shot of it at night. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this little episode. Like I said, I've changed the format a little bit, but hopefully this will be a little bit more entertaining for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.